You ready, brother?
I'm ready. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Ready as I'm get.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yo.
Cast time. You can't live that down now.
Nah, it's there. It's stuck now. Stuck. Hey, Sam, what you drinking today? Little Monster Nitro?
Yeah, a little Monster Nitro.
Cosmic Peach?
It's not my favorite.
Oh, sorry about it. Where'd you get it from?
Gas station. Minutemen, Forest Brook.
Word. Hey, today we went and fed teachers at Soxie Middle School. And Tobina got out of the car and said something to me. I forgot the word he used. And I said, what does that even mean? And he told me, and some, hip new word.
Yeah.
And he told me, and he said, I said, oh, I learned the word bussin'.
Bussin'.
And he then began to help me understand where I could use bussin' and where I couldn't use bussin'. Didn't know those things. And I said, how do you keep up with all of this stuff? Like, you're a pretty hip guy.
I fake it.
You fake hip. I feel the same way, but I didn't want to call you out on the podcast.
I fake it.
You fake hip.
Yeah. I've tried this. I see, like for me, I started wearing skinny jeans before skinny
jeans were cool.
Yep.
Right.
And I just maintained that through it being cool. And now all of a sudden they're not really that cool anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wear. I don't wear skinny jeans I used to.
Yeah.
But I don't like Jean Co jeans. I ain't ever wearing Jean Co ever again in my life. I wore those when I was younger. I have no FUBU jeans. Like, it's not happening,
I wore FUBU jeans in
Guaranteed. No doubt about it.
No doubt about that, son.
With a South Pole shirt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But, like, through my years, I just have tried to stay cool. Just tried to stay not even, like, super cool, just kind of cool.
Yeah, I think, there's this weird line of trying to be cool and you look stupid.
Stupid, yep.
By trying to be cool, but yet still trying to be in style in a way in which you are relevant. To me, that's the line that I try to walk. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to make sure that my shoes are clean.
Yeah.
And my shirt's ironed and my my pants are ironed. You know what I mean? Just things that I don't see me making sweeping changes with the fads.
No.
Like I probably used to. So
and to be cool now, it is so expensive.
So expensive to be cool.
It's crazy. Shoes, clothes, dumb expensive.
Dumb expensive.
It's wild.
Wild expensive.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good podcasting right there.
Yeah.
Telling people you know how to be cool.
You don't have to keep up with the Joneses.
You know how to keep up with the Joneses.
You don't have to.
Joneses
you can shop at Marshalls, TJ Maxx.
That's what my kids do.
And get it on discount.
My girls, they love some Marshalls.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in Christianity, in the church world, I don't know. Like I feel like there's two different words there. Like I feel like Christianity is almost an understanding of what believers should be, and you're kind of talking about all of the followers of Christ. And then I feel like when you're talking about the church world, you're almost talking about this subculture inside of Christianity of people who attend church. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in the church world, there is this strange phenomenon of trying to be cool and hip. And have you seen the it's an Instagram thing about the preachers with shoes
and sneakers.
Preachers and sneakers?
Yes, I have.
I've been tagged in them a few times. Preachers and sneakers, because I do love some sneakers.
It's the ones that get me are like the ones that are like $5,000 pair of shoes.
But, sometimes you don't know that to be true, though.
No, you don't. That's the thing. Like that. Like, you don't know where they got them. Somebody might have gave them shoes.
Right. Or like somebody told me the other day, hey, there's this new shoe place open at Tanger and they got all your kind of shoes in them. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, it was Tim Jones. And he's like, yeah, I went in there. He's like, lowest pair I saw was $400. I'm like, you obviously don't know where I shop for shoes at then, homie.
Rack room.
In that rack room, right? Exactly.
You got the wrong person.
How much them Hey Dudes cost you?
$60.
Oh, boy, them was good. New,
Appreciate
fresh, clean Hey Dudes.
Came in last night.
Yes, Preachers and Sneakers. If you've never seen it on Instagram, go check it out. Preachers and Sneakers.
Yep.
And they call it is, to me, not a very righteous site. It is trying to create discord and call out pastors who have nice shoes on.
Yes, 100%.
But apart from that, there are some really funny things on Instagram, social media, reels, things of that nature.
Yeah, you don't have TikTok, I know, but
I don't have TikTok.
I find TikTok to be hilarious.
Chinese spy machine is what somebody told me it was, so I avoid it.
I don't. I don't avoid it. I've embraced it. They already know what I do anyhow, so might as well.
Might as well give them all your information, huh? Hey, so there's one on Instagram called Church of Laughs. Is that what it's called, Caleb? Mm-hmm. Church of Laughs? Mm-hmm. Man, it's funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there. My worship leader fails. I love
Worship
those.
leader
Worship
fails.
leader fails is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some quality stuff on there.
Like, worship leader fails 20 years ago were just conversational pieces that you talked about around the dinner table.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Remember when I did this?
Now everybody can see him for all eternity.
Now everybody.
Ain't no one ever
will
gonna
see-
forget your voice crack.
Yeah.
You know why? Because this program right here.
The church and multimedia, man, it is amazing
Gotta love
it is amazing how things like and some of them super funny, make me giggle, and some of them are super disrespectful and I don't like, but it's this weird balance of everybody's trying to get a like and a comment, so they make it they try to walk that line of disrespect to where then they say, oh, that's
I saw this today, actually, which is kind of funny that we're talking about this, but a guy, a friend of mine who's a gospel artist, he's not like super popular or anything, but I won't say his name just so he's not offended if he ever sees this.
For sure.
But he posted this article thing talking about how streamed music makes so little money. Like, you could get 1 million streams and make only $8,000 off of a million streams. Yeah. You can make more off of views on, like, YouTube or Facebook videos or, like, TikTok videos. You can make more money off of video views than you can streamed music.
That's weird, isn't it?
Wild. As a musician, artist, that is crazy to me.
That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was more to this.
No.
I thought we were going to be like, and so this happened.
No. I just saw the article and thought it was interesting.
Oh, all right. Well, God loves fat people. Faithful, available, and teachable.
You gotta love it.
Like, that's a church sign.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Church signs there is some greatness out there.
And this was 20 years ago, the multimedia of the day was your church sign out front. You had to be
catchy,
funny,
You had
witty.
to update it. You couldn't see the same one in the same small town over and over again. You had to update it.
Yeah.
I remember there was a church.
A picture of
around
Jesus
here.
that said backed by popular demand. And it's a picture of Jesus. I love that. Like, that's awesome.
Adam and Eve, the first people to not read the Apple terms and conditions.
Yeah, there you go. See, like multimedia has been around for a long time in very unique, different ways. But I think today we live in a world where, we could sit on here and talk the rest of the day about, funny memes we've seen, Jesus sitting around the Last Supper and saying one of you are going to betray me, and the disciples saying no way, and him saying Yahweh. You know, like those things are funny.
Yeah.
Me and Caleb, we were watching Captain America: Winter Soldier. Right? Isn't that the one? What was the one we were watching? Where he's running past the Falcon over and over, and he says, "On your left, on your left," right?
On your left.
What is it? What movie is it?
Yeah, it's Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
It's the
He's
opening crawl.
on your left, and Captain America's running by him. And I said, Caleb, have you seen this meme? And he said, yeah, the one of Peter and John running to the tomb. Yeah, like, don't you say it. Don't you say it. And he tries to speed up, I mean, they've called us. Memes have called us.
Church meme culture is a real thing. Very real.
I saw one of your best friends, Jonathan Zeman, had a meme of Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's together. I mean, not Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A and Krispy Kreme donuts together. And it said something like, welcome to the promised land or something. I don't know what it said.
Sounds exactly like something he would
something
post.
to that effect. And it got shared everywhere. It had like, I don't know. I felt like it went viral. It might have not have went viral, but
he's had a couple go viral. Yeah.
It felt like it went viral.
Yeah. Crazy. I remember that.
But hopefully it captures people and makes people want to talk and have conversation about, what this actually means or what it was intended for. Like, hey, what is Peter and John running to the temple or running to the tomb? What is this meme actually referencing? And hopefully they go Google it, but I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either, but that would be cool if somebody did.
Yeah, I mean, like I heard the stat. Caleb could probably look it up real quick, but the stat of whenever Tim Tebow wore 316 across his
316 million people looked it up that night.
Yeah,
Have you seen that story?
It's crazy.
It was like you combined for 316 yards on 31 pass attempts over, and every single one of those numbers
6 touchdowns or something like that. It was crazy.
316 over and over, or 31 or 16, or just 3, and every single one of them. And then because he wore Philippians 4:13, right?
No, he wore John 3:16 in that game.
Which one? What's this? He has the story of him switching the one up, and Coach Urban Meyer at the time is like, "What do you mean you're going to switch it up?" But it's literally.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's some ridiculous amount of people that went to the internet to find out what this dude's wearing on his face. Yeah. And see, here goes the weird thing. In our culture, this has not been a thing ever until the last 20 years, but in our culture, you have the Tim Tebows of the world that are incredible pop culture Christians.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be careful of some of the other people, but you have like Kanye West that Justin Bieber, that are these pop culture Christians that you also
you want to root for them, but you also cringe.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
I believe in them. I know that God can transform them and change their life, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But you're also nervous that they're going to give the church world a black eye.
Yeah.
And Christianity a black eye.
Yeah, for sure.
And so living your faith, and from someone like me who, you as well, we live in the very public eye on a much smaller level, thousands of people smaller level compared to their bazillions of people that are, throwing stones at their glass house. But you live in a public
world, and we're in a community.
Yeah, you're living in a glass house where everybody's critiquing every single thing you do, and you know how difficult it is in our community. Could you imagine trying to do it in something like that, and to be Tim Tebow and just stand in the midst of all that and say, "This is who I am"? That is so absolutely incredible, man. Kudos to him.
Absolutely.
Threw for 316 yards. His yards per completion were 31.6 yards per completion. Your yards per rush were 3.16. The ratings for that TV segment that night were 31.6. Your time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds.
Crazy.
During the game, 91 million people Googled John 3:16, and it's the number one trending thing on every platform.
Wow.
Crazy, man.
Wild.
And we went through COVID where the world seemingly everything went virtual.
Yeah.
we were doing full services with 12 people because that's the amount of people that we were able to meet with at one time for that first 6 or 8 weeks of it or whatever it was. And so we were doing full services with 12 people and then broadcasting it to the world because I say to the world, to our platforms, because that was the only way we could get the word of God out. And we went to, Zoom calls for small groups. And we went to, Caleb was in youth group at the time and y'all did virtual scavenger hunts.
We did Friday night fortnights.
They were doing all sorts of creative.
I got in on some of those.
Yeah, they were doing all sorts of creative virtual stuff. And now we're 3 years away from that time. Not quite 3 years away from it ending.
That was 3 years ago.
And so now you're at a place to where some of those virtual things didn't go away. Mm-hmm. There was never a time, I'm on the state council for South Carolina, where right now we do virtual meetings a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're jumping on a Zoom call today. Today I did a coaching call with 6 pastors. It was via Zoom.
Yeah.
2 of them were in Michigan.
Yeah.
Like some in Georgia, some in like we can reach further because of this virtual platform, but man, it's so impersonal.
Yeah.
It feels so impersonal.
Yeah.
I'm a little older than you.
A little bit.
Does it feel impersonal to you?
Yes, 100%. I'm a little different. I value personal connection.
Me too.
I value face-to-face communication.
Yep.
I was homeschooled, but my avenue for that was ministry. Like, that's how I gained my ability to communicate. I was able to hold conversations with adults when I was very young because I was forced to be at the dinner table with pastors and worship pastors at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I saw those people, I looked up to them, and I wanted to be able to have a relationship with them. So I knew to do that I had to be able to talk.
How was dating through COVID?
I was I was almost married, so.
I remember y'all doing Marriage 101 or something of that nature.
Dating was super difficult because it was just strange. It was I never had to date in those circumstances before,
I remember y'all sitting out on the picnic tables a lot and just sitting there.
Because we would do
because you could have to DoorDash food too because everything was closed. It's not like y'all could go to each other's house because of some of the rules that I've put in place of ministry stuff. You're not 100%. Sitting and watching a movie in her house or her vice versa. So y'all were. It was weird. It was a weird time.
Strange, and we didn't want to just go do stuff all the time because then you lose that connection and that ability to be able to talk and just grow. So we would come to the church at the South Campus and grab dinner. And that was when we were in Marriage 101. We'd do Marriage 101, the book, eat dinner, hang out, and it was strange.
It was strange. Yeah. Yeah, the church world is never the same post-COVID.
In good ways and bad
ways. The premium that churches now put on live stream, it's never going away. No. I personally don't think it's ever going away. Last week I missed church. Pastor Tony preached. I walked around with my phone and headphones in, watching the service and worshiping. I'm thankful for that avenue, but I couldn't do that every single week.
No.
I couldn't be a virtual attender every single week. I remember the first week people were back into the congregation and Maddie just broke down and cried doing announcements. And she and I both, she started, but then I just cried. We missed people so much, missed that interaction with people so much.
And that's so much of what our church is built around too, is the community, that family oriented, this place that we have now, even still, it hasn't changed, and it was very strange.
Yeah, Caleb does the online campus. How many people watch every single week live with us during Sunday morning that that hour and a half, how many people are on with us live through all of our platforms?
Estimate?
Yeah, just an estimate.
Numbers, but that doesn't
Just an
count
estimate.
Estimate between 200 and 300.
Just live people watching with us
Yeah.
every single Sunday morning during that time.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that avenue, and I'm thankful for the people we're reaching in other states and even other countries, but other states
'cause we
specifically.
hear people tell us all the
We
time.
hear the
you know?
testimonies,
Yeah, it's crazy.
but it is a
I mean, we've had recently people join the church that have been watching us for. I know one couple that you told me about had
wild.
been watching for years.
Yeah.
From like Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, that's wild.
they knew they were going to move down here eventually.
Yeah.
They started watching, picked it up, and then just became. So whenever they walked in the first time, they knew what we were about, knew everybody.
Yeah.
You know, hey, good morning. How are you?
Hey,
you know,
Pastor Jay.
yeah. And I'm like, hey, never
are
met you
you?
before. Yeah. It's really strange, but
It
it's
is.
amazing. Today I did an interview on WBTW, and the guy says, yeah, I've been watching you online and checking out your services. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah. Super cool.
It's amazing that this is the interaction that people get with the church before they ever get here.
Mm-hmm.
They get to know what we're about, get to see all the ins and outs of us and our services before they even get here. But I'm really hesitant to say that that's the best way because, man, there's so much value in the personal connection with people that we miss out on that virtual stuff.
Yeah.
I love these podcasts because people get to hear our hearts on certain things. This is great to plug and play at certain times, but this can't be the only connection that Maddie has to me by watching this podcast. You know,
Yeah.
People need actual real life conversation.
Yeah. With other believers that'll challenge them. Iron sharpens iron. You know, you got to have that. And this isn't. Social media can't be the only platform that you're challenged to grow in.
Yeah, you're not really good on social media.
I have.
And your wife is amazing at it.
Yeah, I have forced myself to not be good at it.
Good job.
Yeah, social media. I found myself kind of working towards growing platforms, and it was just a unhealthy thing for me. And I was like, all right, I just realized it within myself, like the desire that I had that was unhealthy, and I had nothing to prove to anybody.
Good for you.
I needed to prove some things to me and the Lord, so I just kind of pushed it away, and I have not. I'm in a great place with it now. I still enjoy social media.
I think the day after your wife's birthday, I don't know if that's true, maybe the very end of your wife's birthday or the day after or 3 days after, you were like, hey, sorry I missed this, but happy birthday to my wife.
It was this year. I don't think I missed my wife's birthday. I missed like other family members' birthdays.
Maybe it was your dad's birthday.
My dad's, I did. I posted the day after.
The day
my
after.
dad's.
Hey, sorry
Yeah.
I missed this yesterday or something of that nature.
Yeah. But yeah, Liv's, it was later on in the day. But yeah, I'm not good at it getting on there. And like I miss a lot of people's birthdays, I'm sure. But I just know, like, me and you talk about this a lot, about humility, about our hearts on humility. And I knew that the desire that I had wasn't a humble desire, And I just wanted the people to see me, and that's not what I've ever wanted to be. And I saw that within myself, and so I literally pushed it away and did everything I could, and I just stopped posting, and I didn't post for like a year. I didn't post anything for like a year. And it was the most healthy thing I ever did was social media. I still was on there, and I still scrolled, and like Tony said, I still flushed time down the cell phone toilet, but at the same time, like, I wasn't striving for anything from it other than it being a time sucker.
Yeah, I when posting on social media, I'm very thoughtful in why am I posting this. Many times I'm posting because I want it to reach somebody. Caleb makes a lot of the reels that we post and, sermon clips. And I'm doing this because I'm hoping you can share it to reach your friends or whatever it may be. There's things that I post because I want to be reminded of these moments in the future. So let me post this so that 5 years from now it reminds me that this is where I was today. So anyways, there's a lot of social media things that I do that I want to be thoughtful in. Why am I doing this? Because I am not good at social media either, and I find that as much as I try to neglect it, if I'm not active in it to a certain degree, there's going to be other voices in the lives of my people that are going to lead them to a weird place that I would rather protect them from.
Yeah, I kind of feel I understand where you're coming from completely, and I've actually had some conversation with Liv recently about kind of getting back on there and posting more because I am at a different place in life and just not searching for the same things I was at that place, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that there's things that I need to do that would benefit the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
You know, I need to post more music. I need to, you know, I used to do those lives on Instagram, and I enjoyed doing them. But I had so many people just thank me for doing those things and just those little worship, you know, things that I used to do, and I need to do that stuff more often.
Yeah,
because I'm at a better place.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I posting this meme? Why am I sharing this meme? Why am I posting this, you know, video clip? Why, you know, with Caleb pulling this clip, why is he pulling this clip? What is the purpose of this clip?
Yeah.
And I just don't want a clip of me hollering and yelling. What is the purpose of this? Does this bring value to the people that are watching it or sharing it? Why am I posting this picture? What value does this have to people? I want people to see how much I love my wife. I want people to see how much I love my family. I want people to see how much I love my church. I want people to see how much I love my Lord, you know, and things of that nature. So why am I posting this? And so I think we all have to do a better job, you know, kind of following Pastor Tony's sermon on Sunday. We all got to do a better job of, in a very techie world, to be wise in why we are doing what we're doing instead of just mindlessly scrolling or, you know, whatever it may be. I guess mindlessly scrolling is probably the best way to phrase it, but I'm sure there's other ways of where you're not even scrolling. You're just sitting there consumed by a post and waiting for somebody to respond so that you can respond back in a way, and, you know, not listening to, you know, people get so brave behind a keyboard and say such hurtful, mean things behind a keyboard. And it's a strange world we live in.
So strange.
So one thing that you say, people watching online, I watched online last week. One thing you say, people watching online can't get or don't get or won't get that they get in-house.
I mean, obviously the audio quality is going to be a little better in-house. You can't replace worshiping with other believers.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. There is nothing like coming together and the corporate body of Christ in one location worshiping together. You cannot replace that. I mean, you can't replace a hug. Can't replace a handshake. You can't replace when somebody sees your face and they say, "Oh, I need to go talk to them," or the Lord lays you on some. Now, the Lord can lay you on somebody's heart even when you're not here, but you know, somebody can see me and come up to me and just say, you know, "Hey, I saw you up there, and the Lord just, you know, I was praying for you, and this is what, you know, I want to pray for you now, you know, in this situation." You can't replace those moments of, and they all have to do with being with people. You know?
And I'm sure people watching say, "Oh, well, that can still happen somehow, some way." You know, somebody's always sure that it can happen.
It's not impossible, but it's the likelihood of it happening goes down a lot when you're not here.
Few and far between.
Yeah.
Agree completely. And I would say for me, I watched online last week and came home to everybody telling me that there was a worship moment in the 10 a.m. service that It just didn't translate online.
And that's what, me
Now,
and you were
now this
chatting.
is going to be hard for people to grasp.
Yeah.
There are certain moments, spiritual moments in service that just don't translate well. You may get a scratch of it or a sniff of it, but there are just spiritual moments that won't translate well online.
Yeah. And it's like we just said, it can.
It can.
It's not impossible, but it is more difficult. It is.
It is
And
more difficult. And there is 100% value of the online community.
Yes.
So this is not the old guys sitting there, bashing the online people. No. I'm very thankful for them. I've put my son in this role because I believe in this,
yeah.
right? Because it is that valuable. I believe in this role, and honestly, have told him, there's still so much more that this particular area can grow.
Yeah.
Because it is so valuable to the kingdom of God and to our culture that we live in. So this is not an either or type thing.
Yeah.
Hey, either you have to be in-house or you have to be, the online. No. I'm saying like there are just certain things that don't translate well.
Yeah.
Online. I watched baptisms last Sunday. It's not the same as being in-house for baptisms.
No, when them people say let's go, they mean it.
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
I said let's go while watching it. It wasn't the same.
Mm-mm.
So there are just moments that don't translate as well.
Yeah. And my first time ever being on the floor a couple weeks ago when I took my Sunday off, it's different being on stage than it is being in the congregation. I cried during baptism, watching it from that angle on the floor. Like to me, it was even more powerful being on that side of baptism and watching the little girl is the one who got me. She went down and it was just like, I don't know. It was made me emotional. I'd never seen it from that angle. There's just so much that it's just not the same. You can't.
Doesn't make one bad or one awful and terrible. It just,
If you had the option to choose both, you had the chance to choose. I would choose being in person every single time.
Me too.
And I like sleep. I like sleep probably more than anybody else.
Yeah,
but
there's nothing wrong with the online people. We get it.
Yeah.
You're traveling, you're busy, you're working, all that sort of stuff. Good. Watch online. But when you have the chance to get here, get here because something different
100%.
happens here.
So an old church I used to go to, their motto was, "It can't be explained, only experienced."
Come on.
I feel that way.
I feel that way too. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Always.
You're amazing.
You are.
Caleb, thank you for all you do. Thank you for ministering to the online people.
My pleasure.
Love y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time with us. Peace out. Let's go.
Peace.